we're going to take a closer look at the Kelty Recluse 2.5 insulated sleeping pad. It's an inflatable sleeping pad, but has its own integrated hand pump, which saves you from having to blow it up by mouth and also extends the lifespan of the pad itself. The Recluse does an interesting job of balancing weight, pack size, and comfort. You can see that it's got a mummy shape to it, which helps to save a little bit on weight. But really the focus here is more on comfort than those weight savings. It's 23 inches wide, it's 78 inches long, 2.5 inches thick. So that length and width exceeds the standard length and width on most what I would call regular length sleeping pads. You can see that the outside rails here are actually a little larger than the other vertical baffles, and that kind of helps to keep you in place and on the pad during the night. And that 2.5 inches of thickness really does get you up off the ground quite a bit, gives you a lot of cushioning beneath you. There's also a layer of synthetic insulation inside this pad, which makes it warmer than the average inflatable sleeping pad. Our value here is still such that you're really only looking at 2 to 3 seasons of use, certainly not a cold weather sleeping pad. So the Recluse is an inflatable sleeping pad. I'm going to turn the pad over. There's a inflation and deflation valve at the top of the pad. Close that obviously, and then we're going to utilize the integrated hand pump on this pad to actually blow it up. Unscrew the cap. There's a cap holder here that gets that out of your way, and the hand pump is pretty simple. Put both of your hands together, leaving that valve open so air can go into the valve. When you press it down, it pushes air into the body of the pad. You just continue that process until you've fully inflated the sleeping pad. Again, not only does it save you from huffing and puffing at the end of a day on the trail, but it also keeps moisture from getting into the interior of the sleeping pad. Over time, moisture inside those hollow tubes can start to erode and wear away at those fabrics and shorten the life of your sleeping pad. So we've used that hand pump to get the pad to its full 2.5 inch thickness. When fully inflated, it's also at its most firm. If you decide you'd like it to be less firm, prefer to sink into that pad a little bit, just reach over your shoulder, open that valve, and let a little bit of air out of the pad. So you've sunk into a spot that feels the way you want it to feel. Close that valve, and you're all set. Adding to the value of the pad, Kelty does include a stuff sack, the drawstring closure, also a repair patch in there should you need it. As with any sleeping pads, it is advised that you store it in an open state, so valves open, non-compressed if possible. Again, doing so will extend the life of the pad. Kelty Recluse 2.5 insulated sleeping pad, really nice option, both affordable, lightweight, packable, for 3-season backpacking.